Have you ever wondered why the planet closest to the sun is the one scientists fear the most? Most people think Mercury is nothing more than a tiny, lifeless rock. No rings, no moons, no colorful clouds, no giant storms, just a dull gray planet roasting beside the sun. But what if I told you that almost everything you've heard about Mercury is wrong? Because this forgotten world is hiding some of the biggest mysteries in our solar system, a planet where one side is hot enough to melt metal, while the other is colder than the darkest parts of Mars, a planet that somehow hides frozen water only a few hundred miles away from temperatures that can melt lead, a planet that is literally breaking apart before our eyes. And perhaps the strangest part, the Sun, the same star that made life on Earth possible, has spent the last 4.5 billion years slowly destroying Mercury. Every single day, every single second, atom by atom. This isn't just the story of the smallest planet, it's the story of the most tortured world ever discovered. To understand why, we have to begin with Mercury's impossible climate. Mercury orbits closer to the Sun than any other planet, receiving nearly 7 times more solar energy than Earth. When sunlight strikes its surface, temperatures soar to around 430 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead, tin, and zinc. But here's the shocking part. Mercury has almost no atmosphere, no thick blanket of air to trap heat, no winds to move warm air around the planet, no weather, nothing. So the moment sunlight disappears, the heat escapes directly into space. The temperature crashes to nearly minus 180 degrees Celsius. That's a difference of more than 600 degrees between day and night, the largest temperature swing anywhere in the solar system. Imagine standing on one side of the planet, surrounded by heat capable of melting metal, while just over the horizon, another part of the same world sits frozen in darkness, colder than Antarctica could ever become. There is no gentle transition, no sunset breeze, no clouds, nothing. Only a brutal line separating fire from ice. But Mercury has another secret that makes this even stranger. Unlike Earth, Mercury rotates incredibly slowly. It takes 59 Earth days to spin just once. Even more unusual, Mercury follows a rare gravitational rhythm with the Sun. For every 2 trips around the Sun, it rotates exactly 3 times. No other major planet behaves quite like this. The result is almost unbelievable. One single solar day on Mercury, from one sunrise to the next, lasts 176 Earth days. That means if you stood on Mercury's surface, the Sun would barely move across the sky. One location remains under relentless sunlight for months. Then it spends months buried in freezing darkness. It is one of the harshest environments nature has ever created. At first, scientists believed nothing interesting could survive there. No atmosphere, extreme heat, extreme cold, a dead, silent world. But then, astronomers noticed something that made absolutely no sense. The hottest planet closest to the Sun appeared to be hiding ice. Ice on Mercury sounded impossible. How could frozen water exist on a planet where temperatures can melt metal? For years, scientists thought the idea had to be wrong. Then powerful radar observations revealed unusually bright regions near Mercury's north and south poles. Those reflections looked exactly like water ice. But there was a problem. No one could explain how it could possibly survive. So NASA sent a spacecraft called Messenger to uncover the truth. What it discovered shocked the scientific world. Mercury spins almost perfectly upright. Its axis is tilted by less than 1 degree, making it the most upright planet in the solar system. Because of that tiny tilt, sunlight never reaches the deepest parts of certain polar craters. For billions of years, these crater floors have remained in permanent darkness. They have never seen a sunrise. Inside these eternal shadows, temperatures stay around minus 170 degrees Celsius, cold enough to preserve frozen water for billions of years. Just a short distance away, the sun is heating nearby rocks to hundreds of degrees above zero. Fire and ice exist side by side on the same planet. In 2012, Messenger confirmed what once seemed impossible. Mercury really does contain vast deposits of water ice. But the surprises didn't stop there. Scientists also discovered that some of this ice is covered by a mysterious dark material rich in carbon. No one knows exactly what it is or where it came from. The closest planet to the Sun is secretly protecting frozen water and mysterious organic material in places sunlight can never reach. It sounds less like a lifeless world and more like a planet guarding ancient secrets. But Mercury had an even bigger mystery waiting. As Messenger continued mapping the surface, it discovered nothing seen anywhere else in the solar system. Thousands of strange, shallow depressions scattered across the landscape. Bright, irregular, and unlike ordinary impact craters. Scientists named them hollows. At first, nobody knew what they were. Then came a disturbing realization. These features are incredibly young. So young that space debris hasn't had enough time to erase them. That means they are still forming today. The leading explanation is astonishing. The sun's intense radiation is heating minerals beneath Mercury's surface until some of them transform directly into gas. Instead of melting first, the material simply disappears into space. As it escapes, the ground collapses, leaving behind empty pits. In other words, the sun is literally stripping Mercury apart, not through explosions, not through giant impacts, but grain by grain, atom by atom, rock is vanishing into space, creating landforms found nowhere else in the solar system. Even today, scientists still don't know exactly which materials are disappearing. They only know one thing. Mercury isn't just standing close to the sun, it's slowly being eaten by it. But Mercury's greatest danger isn't only coming from the sun, it's also coming from deep inside the planet itself. For billions of years, Mercury's enormous iron core has been slowly cooling. As it cools, it contracts, and because the rocky crust can't shrink as easily, it begins to crack, fold, and buckle under enormous pressure. The result is something extraordinary, gigantic cliffs stretching for hundreds of kilometers across the surface. Some rise more than a kilometer high, as if the entire planet has been crushed in slow motion. For decades, scientists believed this happened only in Mercury's distant past, a process that ended billions of years ago. Then, Messenger made one final discovery. During the last stage of its mission, the spacecraft moved into a much lower orbit, capturing the highest resolution images ever taken of Mercury. Hidden within those images were tiny, razor-sharp cliffs. They looked far too fresh to be ancient. If they had formed billions of years ago, countless micrometeorite impacts should have erased them long ago, but they hadn't. The only explanation, Mercury is still shrinking today, right now, at this very moment. Deep beneath its surface, the planet may still be producing powerful quakes as its crust continues to collapse. Imagine what's happening. The sun is stripping material away from the outside, while the planet is crushing itself from the inside. Mercury is being destroyed from both directions at the same time. And somehow, it gets even stranger. Back in 1974, the first spacecraft to visit Mercury made an unbelievable discovery. The tiny planet has its own global magnetic field. That shouldn't be possible. A magnetic field usually requires a molten, moving metallic core. Scientists expected Mercury's small core to have frozen solid billions of years ago. If that happened, its magnetic field should have disappeared forever. But it didn't. Even more confusing, Mercury's magnetic field isn't centered like Earth's. It's shifted far toward the north, making it unlike any other known planetary magnetic field. To this day, scientists still don't fully understand how it exists or why it survived for so long. That weak magnetic shield is the only thing protecting Mercury from the full force of the Sun. Even then, it's not enough. Powerful streams of charged particles constantly slam into the planet. They knock atoms off the surface and blast them into space. Mercury leaves behind a faint tail of escaping material, almost like a comet. The planet is literally leaking into space, slowly disappearing one atom at a time. And buried beneath all these mysteries lies perhaps the biggest question of all. Mercury's iron core is enormous. It makes up about 85% of the planet's radius. Earth's core is only half that size. So what happened? Did a colossal collision rip away Mercury's outer layers billions of years ago? Or did the young sun simply burn much of the planet away? Scientists still don't know. Right now, the BepiColombo mission is on its journey to unlock these secrets. As it begins its scientific mission around Mercury, researchers hope it will finally answer questions that have remained unsolved for decades. Why is Mercury's core so massive? How is its magnetic field still alive? What exactly is disappearing to create the mysterious hollows? And is the planet still shaking beneath its surface today? For years, humanity focused on Mars, dreamed about Saturn, admired Jupiter, and ignored the small gray planet closest to the Sun. But Mercury was never boring. It was never ordinary. It's a world where fire and ice exist side by side, a planet hiding frozen water in eternal darkness, a planet with a magnetic field that shouldn't exist, a planet that is cracking, shrinking, and slowly being torn apart before our eyes. The same sun that made life possible on Earth has spent billions of years slowly destroying its closest neighbor. And while we looked toward the outer solar system searching for mysteries, one of the greatest mysteries was hiding in plain sight: Mercury, the forgotten planet that has been dying in slow motion since the birth of the solar system. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the mysteries of our universe, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and join us for more incredible stories hidden among the stars.